Welcome, long-arm quilters. My name is Julie. In today's video, I want to talk about cropping, particularly when a customer asks you to quilt around a piece of embroidery or applique, but she does not want you to stitch over that small piece she has worked so hard on. It's not that you cannot quilt over it. Both applique and embroidery will take stitching. The reason we do not stitch over it at times is to lend emphasis to that piece of beautiful handwork. Cropping is a wonderful thing, but we've all experienced problems with cropping too. When you have a block with embroidery or applique, consider using a design made just for this purpose. Anita Shackelford has several trim background designs available on her site. I'm going to show you how I use them. The quilt in this video also has edge-to-edge quilting with cropping. For that, I used Florence, a design by Anne Bright. Join me at my long arm. This is Anne Bright's Florence. It's an edge-to-edge, and I've been using it and cropping around the block. Here is what my computer looks like, and the only reason I have that second pass there is to help me know on positioning where I am to start my next row on it. I open my trim block, and it's not the right size yet, so I will need to mark my area on my quilt and then position this in that block. I'm going to select my area, and then I am going to multi-mark all around this block. My area box is in pink, and the block that I have, the trim block, is out. So I'm going to modify, and I'm going to skew, and I have to use border skew to get it to work, and that fits perfectly into that block. Now what I need to do is to make another area right in here, because as it stands right now, this would come in on the embroidered area. So I'm going to baseline this, and I'm going to save it. And then I can clear my area. That's so I can make a new area right in here. Now I can go to Pro Stitcher, and I can do record, and I can mark all of my spots around here. But I know it's a circular shape. Instead, I'm going to go to my designs, and I'm going to open a circle design. I'm going to go into designs, into my Pro Stitcher designs, and my blocks, and there is a circle in here, right here. So I'm going to bring that in. I am going to go to area and rubber band area. That turns my circle into an area. Now what I have to do is just I'm going to have to select this area, move it somewhere around the middle in here, go to my shape. Now I'm going to move this around my Sunbonnet Sue, and make sure that everywhere I go that this is going to go around it real well. And I may have to resize it because it looks like it's too big. I need it to be even tighter. Now I have this circle and I have the area, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find my circle, and I'm going to delete that so that I won't have two circles up there. And then I'll get this one resized by going up to my area and putting in different sizes and getting that resized to fit just right. Now you can't see my screen, but you can see my quilt. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my crosshair where the circle is and looking where that is onto the quilt. And when it comes out here, See, it's pretty far out, and this is me following the circular path. See, this gets way down farther than I want it to be. So I'm just going to do a little bit of adjustment to make this circle smaller. But as you can see, some places it is closer, so I may have to move it just a tad as well. I have now taken my circle from 6-inch diameter to 4.8 inches. And that doesn't look centered there, but for my image of the Sunbonnet Sue, it fits best there. I want to give you a couple of tips. It's very hard to select your circle and your area and try to move it around because you're going to grab that block. So what I like to do is go to area and make sure I have select and then have the area selected, and that turns it green. Then to move it, instead of grabbing hold of it with my finger and moving it, I'm going to go to modify, reposition, and then I would use these arrows to move it over and up and down. And then I would double check where that is. See, I've got my crosshairs on the green circle, and then you can see where that falls here. So at a few times I had it falling where it would have stitched into the bonnet, and I didn't want that. So right now it is here. Now if I keep moving along the circle, the top part's going to go here. It's going to stitch here. Well, actually, I'm not going to stitch the circle, but what I mean is the lines that come up to the circle. Okay, and then it's going to come down about right in there. So now what I'm going to do, I have my area I need to crop again. So I'm going to do modify, crop. Whoops, I don't have my design selected. Modify, crop, and then I'm going to want to get rid of everything on the inside. So I'm going to push on inside and see what happens. There we go. So what's going to happen is it's going to start here, stitch, it'll stitch, and then stitch, stitch, stitch. So let's watch that play out. That's how to use trim background fill blocks to get in really close to embroidery and applique. Here is a picture of another part of this same quilt. You can see the regular cropping of an edge to edge surrounding those blocks, and then using the same design to get around those two adorable embroidery blocks. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Have fun quilting.